We tweet, we like, we post. Social media has extended communication to a whole new level.
It's more convenient to get in touch with other people. My emails come straight to my phone, so I'm always connected to everyone, but I'm also always on Facebook, so it's very easy for them to contact me that way.
Some experts describe social media as a collection of internet websites, services, and practices that support collaboration, community building, participation, and sharing. This concept of public online communication is relatively new. Facebook launched in 2004 at Harvard and soon became a sensation with the public. Twitter wasn't far behind when it entered the scene in 2006. Since then, the number of social media users has been on the rise. The Higher Education Institute reported that 94% of first-year college students use social networking like Facebook or Twitter. With its many diverse uses, it was only a matter of time before these technologies piqued the interest of higher educators, searching for ways to engage their students.
Students don't always talk in a discussion. You get a classroom of 30 students, 4 of them are going to participate regularly in the discussion. Allows them to kind of do the drive-by comment and leave. They can say what they want about the material, move on to the next thing, and then people can either agree or disagree, and the discussion can take itself that way.
O'Kelly teaches a communications seminar for seniors at Grand Valley State University. He's introducing a new assignment across multiple sections involving 61 students. Every student is required to tweet twice a week.
Through the course of the semester, everybody's using Twitter as the platform on which to microblog.
Whether they're using Twitter, Facebook, or blogging, many students say they're finding themselves more engaged in their classes when social media is involved. Candace Schoenborn is assigned to blog about important themes from her Latino civilization and culture class.
It helps me understand the topics a lot more and what we're going over. Like if we talk about immigration in class, I can relate it to my own life in Grand Rapids and like what I'm living around, which helps a lot, like bring it to my life.
One question, though, is whether faculty are responding in the same way. While students are quick to embrace social media, some professors are more hesitant.
It's mostly faculty comfort level and being willing to risk it, because it is a risk factor for faculty. Because this is an academic environment, anything that makes them appear insufficient is magnified, I think. And I think that's true. And so it is scary for faculty to step out and use it.
Barraclough says she gets mixed feedback from faculty about using Blackboard. But she says Grand Valley tries to offer solutions to make the transition to technology smoother.
Spring semester is when we have a 3-week intensive. And it starts out with a very simple, the essentials of Blackboard.
Barraclough says while faculty have been slower to adjust, Blackboard is popular among students who appreciate the ease of a centralized online resource.
Blackboard, I would say, definitely helps me as a student do better in class, because just having such a convenient way of accessing all the course materials. Most of my teachers put up their PowerPoints and other notes relevant to the class.
While social media certainly seems to have advantages, some say there may be a few drawbacks.
There actually is a learning curve on some of this. We assume that all millennials, this is all they do, right? When I first did this as sort of a pilot project, I did it with a class of graduate students here at Grand Valley in the fall, and I had to spend a good portion of a class period explaining how Twitter worked and how to tweet and retweet. I assumed everybody knew Twitter because I use it.
Other students prefer to keep their social lives separate from their education.
It's an interesting way to do classes, but I would much rather prefer regular in-class participation and online, because then Facebook becomes homework, and I don't want Facebook to be homework. Facebook is where I go to avoid homework.
For some, this relatively instant form of communication is useful, but sometimes the potential distraction can be a concern.
I have found from time to time that it's a little bit easier to get off topic when communicating with classmates on Facebook specifically, just because it's kind of a really relaxed environment on that site, so it's kind of easy to trail off of what you originally went on for.
Students and faculty of GVSU have different reasons to love and hate social media in education. As with anything new, there are adjustments to make and concepts to learn. Social media is a form of communication that will continue to evolve and have an impact in the classroom. The pressure may be growing for universities and faculty to not only use social media, but to teach with it as well. This means that faculty are not exempt from the modern communications explosion that is so intrinsic in the generations to come.